Hey, what's up guys? Cain here with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be giving you a quick taste of Momodora Reverie Under the Moonlight. This game will be coming out on March 17th, 2017, and the game will be $9.99. It's from developer Bomb Service and publisher Playism, and it's a side-scrolling action-adventure game. So I'm going to highlight kind of the first 10 or so minutes of the game. The game starts off with kind of just some generic plot points. I'm just going to kind of give you a good overview of what the story's about so far. And it's basically just that we live in a cursed land and it's in decline. Evil keeps spreading, the dead are rising, corruption reigns. Kind of generic sounding for the most part. However, there's a priestess named Keho from the Village of Loon, and an audience with Her Majesty the Queen would save the land. So that's kind of what happens, is we're put into the role of the priestess. We're running around. We use a leaf to fight. We also have arrows. The game's very, very centric on dodging and comboing, which is cool. So some very basic platforming elements as well thrown in every once in a while. So this bellflower is actually pretty neat. Every time you save, you're going to get charges back on it, and you can use that to heal. So I don't know if I remembered how it worked when I actually was playing this originally. It took me a little bit to figure it out, but now you know. So we also have that ranged attack, which I totally forgot about, which you'll notice when we get to the first kind of basic puzzle. But I really do like the art style. I think it looks pretty good. The characters' animations are very fluid. And this is what I mean by I forgot how to do a ranged attack. So you're going to notice it took me a little bit here. I'm just kind of mashing buttons, trying to remember what does what. I will admit I rolled off the first time and just landed in those spikes and died. So yeah, I cut that. But if you want to see me do stupid stuff like that, you can always watch when we play this live on Twitch, and you'll see plenty of that. So we'll be playing this on twitch.tv/XBLA fans. Definitely going to want to check that out. We'll be playing on launch day. We'll also have a giveaway for this game posted, so make sure you're following us on Twitter as well. I'll try to make sure there's a link in the description for this video as well. So, like I said, roll attacks are pretty essential. You kind of got to dodge behind those enemies right there. Some of the enemies throw things like these poison flasks or whatever, which kind of suck if you get hit by them. We are able to actually buy stuff with the currency at the end of this level, but we're going to have to beat the boss before we can get to town to be able to do that. So there's some pretty big scale bosses from what I've seen from the trailer. The one I faced was actually pretty generic feeling, and it was not really a highlight of the early part of the game, but I assume that as the game goes on, they're going to get, you know, bigger and more interesting. Like, honestly, fighting this guy was more interesting than fighting the boss. Because at least here I had to, like, perfect the dodge roll a little bit, which is kind of nice. Like, you know, it's teaching you a mechanic. But if you guys have any questions about the game, feel free to ask in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer anything I can. I'm looking forward to playing more of this. No, you cannot jump on arrows. I was really excited. It took me a second to figure out you could double jump, I'll be honest. I was like, what? So yeah, you're kind of getting to see my first, like, run through of a lot of this, which is why it's like, oh my god, how dumb is this guy? This is pretty relaxed so far. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like on some of the later levels. Obviously, this is really early on in the game, so I don't want to give you too much of a judgment based on it. But like I said, we will be playing the full thing, and I'm looking forward to playing through more of it. This is just kind of to give you a quick taste of the game, kind of get, so you can see kind of what you're going to expect. Yeah, dodge roll. Alright, I will admit, I thought I could talk to this guy, so I, like, kept trying to talk to him after I hit him, but then he was kind of just, like, pissed off at me, so I just killed him. I don't really know if I could have talked to him, but I saw that speech bubble pop up, and I was just like, dude, I'm gonna speak to Mr. Spooter, but he did not want to speak to me. So, bye-bye. It's like, I could kill you, or I could just ignore you. I think ignoring you is a much better option. Yeah, I kept trying to get this chick to talk to me, but she didn't feel it. So the devs claim that there's going to be some really interesting, you know, characters in the game. They said there's eccentric allies and foes with compelling personalities, as well as some mysterious lore and rich backstory that you're going to get through events, dialogue, and item descriptions. I haven't seen any of that yet, but I'm hoping that as I progress through the game, more of that becomes apparent. Because, like, right now, I don't know, not being able to talk to anybody, kind of sad. Maybe I could have talked to Mr. Spooter, but I killed him. So obviously if you leave and re-enter, enemies do respawn. So it's good to know. So this is kind of like the first environment. It actually changes up pretty drastically as we get to the next area. So I'm looking forward to showing a little bit of that off. Even enemy types look very different. So every time you save at one of these shrines, you do get full health, you do get full, you know, healing potions or whatnot. So this boss is pretty dumb in my opinion, to be perfectly honest. I just kind of stood and shot him a lot. Now eventually he does like make something explode over on the side, but like it doesn't really change much. It just kind of makes you have to go up and slap him instead of just shooting all the time. But obviously you gotta hit the guy at the top. For a while I kept trying to hit the swinging thing on the bottom, but let me just tell you now, if you get hit by that, it's pretty much your entire health bar. It's not even worth it. I kept thinking it would be like some kind of bonus crit damage, but no. I don't know how I did that double shot. I need to like figure that out, because I remember even when I was playing it, I was just like, damn. Legit. So yeah, I mean the big thing here is just make sure you dodge that. It's a pretty chill little fight. I might have been able to do it quicker. Like yeah, like I said, if you get hit by that, it hurts. And now he's got that kind of poison up to make sure that you kind of have to actually dodge his swing when he does it. Well, as he starts spitting at you. Kind of douchey. We're gonna take him out pretty easy. Like, this is not a tough fight at all. This is pretty relaxed, man. Like, I bet if I went up and just swung my leaf at him, I would have killed him a lot quicker. But I was just like, this is too easy to just kind of do it from ranged. So, by the way, this is the 4th entry in the Momodora series. So, there have been a few of these. As of now, I haven't really felt like I was missing out on anything in particular. So, like, the game seems to at least do a decent job of kind of, you know, keeping you up to date on what's actually happening. This is what I meant by, like, the design changes a lot. So this is Karst City. So instead of being in a forest, you know, we've kind of got more of a gothic kind of almost castle type feel. Like, not really castle, but kinda. So we could spend some money and buy some of this. It kind of tells you what each one does, which is nice. I actually didn't pick anything up, though, because I figured I'd save it till I kind of know what I actually need. So then we have, like, new enemies now. They look completely different, which is kind of cool. This one kind of drove me nuts, because they hit you from pretty far away. But I'm going to show off a little bit of this area, and then we're just going to call it. I really like these kind of, like, spectral hounds. Like, the art style just looks really cool, how they kind of just, like, I don't know, are drooling, in a sense. Which is just really neat. But we will be playing this again on twitch.tv/XBLAfans. Make sure you're following us on there. I'm looking forward to playing more of this. We should have someone working on a review as well, which will go up on www.xblafans.com. But thank you guys so much for checking out this game with me real quick. Really do appreciate it. If there's stuff you'd like to see in the future with these type of videos, feel free to let me know in the comments. And yeah, there's our health fragment. Later, guys.